My name's Mark Pearson. I work at Reckitt and I'm heading up transformation and growth acceleration at Reckitt North America. Well, I think it's becoming more and more critical to any organisation. I think in the past we've tried to evolve and change a lot, and we've tried to manage that ourselves. And I think with the scale of change and the amount of different changes that are impacting our industry and our business, and also the way people are working, I think it's more and more important that you have a structured transformation office as part of a core capability. And the more that we can do to build that capability internally and really advocate for breaking through the change fatigue that is inevitable with so much change, then I think the more important it becomes. Look, I think the key thing with automation anxiety at the moment is the implementation of what we're doing with generative AI. It's impossible to avoid, and of course people react to this in different ways. You have some people who are super excited about it, some people who are quite nervous about it and think it's going to replace their jobs. But if we can demonstrate little by little the fact that it can be boosted and be a boost for your performance and what you can achieve so that you're more productive and ultimately more successful in achieving the objectives that you're setting yourselves, then the more it can be embraced and the more it can benefit both the individual and the business. Trying to balance the right amount of transformation projects is absolutely critical right now. And I think one of the things I've taken from this conference is really getting a sense check of how does a business metabolize the right amount of change. And I think our job is to make sure that we pace it at the right level. We have so many individual functional transformations on top of company transformations that if we don't do that job effectively, then it will get too much and people will just start rejecting any change. I think one of the key things here is that maybe change management needs a rebrand. And I think if we start talking about it in terms of continuous improvement, so people don't see it as a one-off event or something that's going to come to an end, and better set the expectation that this is something that we're going to have to do ongoing, then we might end up getting more buy-in. The way in which we're trying to overcome some of the change fatigue is by identifying those people in the organisation that have a particular passion for the changes that we're implementing. With so many projects across the business, if we don't have those strong voices in the organisation that are willing to go above and beyond to deliver certain projects, then we don't get the support across the board. So really understanding who are the advocates and also who are the detractors that we need to bring along the journey with us allows us to get much better results. Some of the outdated best practices are to think that you've seen it all before because you haven't, and to believe that you can manage these changes yourself. I think we need to work together across all functions in any business to really think about how the amount of change is really hitting our employees and work together to pace that out in terms of a sensible and manageable workload. So the thing that motivated me to attend is to really open up my eyes, and I think our business's eyes, to what is available in the transformation industry right now. Everyone is dealing with lots of different changes, and it would be wrong if we didn't search out where we had blind spots in terms of new tools or capabilities that we could build and bring into our organisation that would allow us to be more effective in terms of our change journey. And the other great thing about being here is actually being amongst colleagues who are facing all the same challenges. I think all of the transformation functions within these companies are all very small, and therefore just having the opportunity to talk through people that really understand what you're going through rather than maybe pretending or trying to understand what you're going through has been really valuable, and it just takes, I think, the pressure off. And then I think the final thing is, in terms of perspective, the one thing I've taken from this is it's really important to take a step back and think about how are you being as effective as possible to manage the total program. And if you don't have the right mindset as the transformation lead, it's never going to happen. There's a lot of people and a lot of you'll find a lot of people that face different negativity at different times. They'll kind of explode in their own little world because they can't take it anymore. And I think our job is therefore to always have that positive mindset. And if we lose that, there's no way we're going to be able to impact the rest of the organization. So the advice I would give to people stepping into their first transformation leadership role is essentially to really think about this from a people first point of view. So you will get bombarded with technical information about certain projects and systems and processes, but unless you really think about the people who are going to be impacted, what's in it for them, and why they should put their time towards delivering these change programs, then you're not going to be successful. So I think the most successful transformation leaders are really those that can bring people along with them on the journey. So the exchange experience has been great. It's the first time I've been to an event like this, and I think there's just more opportunity to connect and network and talk to people in different companies that come at some of the same challenges from different perspectives, and a really nice balance of having the space to do that, have one-on-one sessions with different people in the industry that can basically serve you with different tools to open your mind to different things, rather than just sit through a lot of kind of talks and main plenary action.